So before we go ahead and do this review, I just want to point out that whenever we have a company send us some items and some products with their presentation, we always respect the fact that, they do something a little bit unique. Now, with the company that we're going to be talking to, the box that we received, which looks like this here, very cool. Um, Actually came with a question on each of our boxes. Now, this is a different question, one for me, one for Kyle. So the first question, and I'm going to expect for you guys to also put in the comment section your answers to this, is how many chickens would it take to kill an elephant? So I'm not going to give you my answer because I cheated and I Googled it because I had no idea. Like, I didn't know if this was a riddle or what. So go ahead and try to leave your most honest answers in the comment section. And then once you leave it, go ahead and Google if you want to look there.
Yeah.
What was your question?
Mine was, what is the weirdest thing someone did at your house? So I want to make this story really short. This kind of reminds me of our weekly live stream stories. So family had a New Year's party and I invited a bunch of my buddies over the house. There was probably 30-ish people over at the house on a New Year's party. And a buddy of mine decided to go to the bathroom, a stinker upstairs, flush the toilet, didn't give it that quick second. Is everything going down okay? Clog the toilet. The toilet kept running, but it was clogged. So the water started coming through behind the toilet, behind the wall, started dripping through the kitchen ceiling. And throughout the entire party, there was drips of water through the kitchen ceiling. Here's the weirdest part. If it was me, I would want to die. He didn't even care. He was just like, oh yeah, it happens. And I will never forget that. That is the weirdest thing someone has ever done in my house, ever.
I could have swore that would have been something you would do at somebody's house, but all right, you guys. Either way, enjoy this review. We'll talk to you soon.
Welcome on in, everyone. We are back, the cousins. This is Beard Talk with Kyle and Joe. I'm Kyle.
What is going on, guys? My name is Joe.
And welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, if you're a returning customer, thank you so much. Appreciate you being here. So today we are back with another review for you. So today we have a newer company called Hickory Beards. So a little bit about the company before we get started. Hickory Beards is out of Moneta, Virginia, and it is a husband-wife duo, which is awesome. We've worked with a few husband and wives before, which is really cool. So their names are Justin and Amanda, and they actually sent us a really cool letter kind of explaining what they're all about. So I want to go ahead and read you just portions of it to give you a good idea, and excuse the lack of eye contact. I got it right here. So this is a newer company. Hickory Beard started in 2020. So Amanda started making lotions and bath bombs for herself, family, and friends last spring. I told her that she should market it for everyone, and we can sell at the shop and online. After a few months of research and development, Mandy Lane handcrafted bath and body was started. A couple months later of me being lazy and not shaving for a few months and getting tired of having an itchy beard, I asked her to start making men's beard products. This past summer is when Hickory Beards was born. So as you can see, Amanda, or Mandy, has her own shop, and we'll go ahead and throw the link to the description. We'll throw the link to the website in the description below. And then also, of course, Hickory Beards is what we're going to be talking with you guys today about.
All right, so this is the part of the video where we're going to ask you to hit that pause button and make sure that you've hit that subscribe button. And also, if you like the content that we are producing for you, please make sure that you share with anyone that you think may enjoy this content as well. Before we begin on these products, stay tuned after this intro, and we'll be right back.
All right, let's go ahead and jump right into price and presentation for Hickory Beards. So let's talk about price first. So their normal 1 ounce oils are $15. They also have a special edition group that is $18. And then a 2 ounce balm is $10, and a 4 ounce butter is $18. So as far as the price goes, I would say it's right at market average, if not a hair lower. You with, especially for that butter. What do you think?
Yeah, the butter is probably an absolute steal. I haven't seen many 4 ounce butters that are that low in price.
Right.
I don't know. I don't think it's because it's a whipped compared to as if it was a port or anything. I just think they really wanted to stand out on a
Right.
great price for that. So
Yeah.
awesome on the prices. I'll go ahead and get us started on the presentations, and I'm going to go ahead and get us started with the balm and the butter first, because the oils are have a little bit more detail that we'll get into about. So this is the balm right here, and as you can see, you got the standard 2 ounce silver tin, and nothing around there, and everything is on the front, and then also nothing on the back. So the one thing that I will say that I noticed is that they have a lot of empty space on here. I think what would be a little bit more beneficial for this, instead of trying to squeeze everything up front there and where it's a very, very small print, I would like to see maybe just another sticker on the back, use up some of that space. That way you can get some bigger print on the back. So that way, you can fully read it. It does have partially the scent profile on there. As you can see, it says Hickory Suede. However, when we go into the scent portions, there's actually much more to the scent. So another reason of adding an extra sticker, you could actually put the full scent profile on there, which I think would be very beneficial. And then the butter is actually exactly the same thing. Silver 10 or 10. Just my opinion, just a lot of dead space that I think could be used, and everything is kind of forced onto the one label. I would like to see them maybe just add an extra label and kind of break that up a little bit with some bigger font and a little bit more detail on there. Um, Going into the oils. So these are the standard regular oils, and they come in this very unique bottle here. And Kyle, I don't know about you, but I've actually never seen an oil bottle shape like this before.
Yeah, totally, totally unique. Definitely something that makes them stand out, which is really cool.
Yeah. And then when you take off that big cap, as you can see here, you got an interesting, it's almost like if you combined like a dropper and a restrictor top. I guess
Mm,
this would be considered a restrictor. Now with this specific bottle, this is actually a plastic bottle. So when I hold this upside down, it's gonna drip a little bit, but I know most of us are not going to stand there and wait for it to drip. But so with it being plastic, you go ahead and you give it a little squeeze, and then it comes out much more faster like that. So a very unique take, I would say, on this. At first, I didn't absolutely love it, only because when you have a softer scent, I wasn't able to smell the actual product that great without actually taking that restrictor top off. But I actually warmed up to it. I think being able to squeeze the bottle and get the oil out that way was pretty cool. And then it still had that kind of dropper effect as well. Now, these are the special edition bottles. And as you can see here, a little bit more vibrant. You're going to have different colors on here. You're going to have the standard dropper on here. And then the labels and the bottles just pop. Look how cool that is with the multicolor. I love those. I think for me, I think it would be best to kind of just stick with one style of bottle. And you could do maybe different colors with those bottles if you wanted to do like a standard or a special edition. Just my personal opinion on that presentation. Do you have anything to add on that?
Yeah, I like the fact that the kind of regular oil, if you will, and the special edition are completely different. Honestly, in the end, it really doesn't matter to me. I respect the heck out of presentation, but really what matters is inside the bottle. But excuse me, I like the fact that they're a little bit different. These were pretty cool. I like these off the get-go. You got to find a way to stand out. I've never seen these before at all in any product whatsoever. It's actually kind of funny. I said to Joe, I'm like, you struggling with the restrictor top? It's one drip at a time. And he's like, squeeze the bottle. And then it came out normally. So that was funny, using something new. But no, I really like it. I think the whole style of hairy beards with the skulls and things like that is pretty cool. One thing I did want to mention, you don't see these too much anymore. These are not twist offs. These are pop tops. Again, not a big deal at all. I haven't used these in a long time. I like them. instead of the twist off, just a quick pop top. So that's something a little bit different. So we do have 6 scents to get to. So let's go ahead and talk about those.
Like Kyle said, we have 6 different scents that we're going to talk to you about. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Now, the first scent that we have is one that is called Hickory Suede, and they provided this in the balm for us. And now, as I mentioned before in the previous segment, there's actually more than just Hickory Suede in here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that up from the website here. So you're looking at notes of bergamot, leather, lavender, geranium, cypress, and sandalwood. And then it says it finishes with notes of suede, spice, musk, and tobacco. So obviously the front of the label is a little bit misleading. There's actually a lot more to it than what it actually appears. Obviously, though, if you're buying from the website, you're gonna see that all there. Now, starting off with the balm, the one thing that I noticed, and I know Kyle, we were kind of talking about it, he's different than me, is unfortunately I didn't get much of any of that profile. I actually found the balm to be really overshadowed by the shea butter and the beeswax that is in this product, which we'll go over the ingredients in the next segment. That's all I got. So I really don't have much to really say on this specific scent, unfortunately. For me, my nose just picked up too much of those natural scents, and I didn't get to really enjoy that extensive profile that I was, really hoping for. Now, Kyle, I know you have a different opinion on that.
Yeah, it's that's what I love about beard products. That's what I love about our channel. I didn't get any shea butter. I didn't get any wax. Wow. At all, which is so funny. I get straight suede from this. I'm picking up a little bit of the notes of the tobacco. I like this scent. Suede is a very smooth, manly, musky type of scent, and that's really what I'm getting. Mm-hmm. Kind of reminds me of going out like on a weekend or something like that, kind of getting all dressed up and fancy, if you will. But I enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm a suede fan. I liked it. It's so funny. Like, Joe, you said you're not picking up anything. I'm polar opposite. So that's the beauty of beard products.
Yeah. All right. And then the next one I'm going to talk about is a scent called Apple Sage. And I have that in the butter. And that is what that looks like over there. Again, really consistent with the labels right there. And I've noticed this is like the best that my camera has worked in a long time showing off products. So I'm actually happy about that. But this is a scent profile that consists of apples, sage, and then you get pineapple and coconut water. This scent, I absolutely love this scent. Fortunately, I was able to pick up the profile on this one, and I absolutely loved going to bed with this. This felt, it just smelled so nice. It's so fresh. The apple seems very fresh and crisp. I didn't get anything that seemed like artificial or anything like that. And then like the pineapple and that coconut water just adds like a whole different kind of freshness. It's the apple is more of like a crisp or that, and then the pineapple and the coconut water, you get that island type freshness to go with it. And then the sage just kind of adds like that nice little punch to it overall. So this was a very well executed scent. I absolutely loved it for a nighttime butter for sure.
Yeah. So I agree. Love this scent. One thing I really liked about it is you got to be, in my opinion, you got to be careful with sage. Sage is very overpowering. They used it perfectly. I really think they executed this scent really well. I can still smell the sage. I still smell the citrus, the fruit, all that good stuff. Put it all together. It's a very pleasant scent. Joe mentioned this before. I love that it's in the butter because it's a very calming, relaxing nighttime scent for that whipped butter. And I would love it in the oil too during the day. Don't get me wrong, but that's what we have it in. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. No, I think that would be a great scented oil if we had that for sure too. All right. So the next that we're going to talk about is, speaking of oils, we're going to go right into the oils here, and we'll start off on what I guess it would be their normal line. And this is the Ascetic Beard Oil. And that's what that looks like there. All right. And this one is a very fun scent. This is your typical Turkish mocha scent. Now, I know there's a few companies that have this scent out. when you get it, and I know I said before on the previous segment that it's hard to get the smell out of this dropper. Well, this is a very strong scent, and no dropper or restrictor top can really hold this kind of scent down. You get just one of those coffee scents that's just really creamy smelling. You get like a lot of that, like the caramel, just very like a foo-foo type coffee if you were going to go into like Starbucks or something like that. I think very well executed. I have a couple of these from a couple other companies, and this is right up there with those. I think that was a really well executed scent for sure.
Yep. Yeah, I don't want to repeat everything Joe said. If you are a coffee fan, if you're a mocha fan, you will love this. I'm a coffee fan of this. It's funny, I don't drink coffee, but I love the scent. I absolutely love this. This was a refreshing coffee scent. But what I love about that Turkish mocha, it's not a typical coffee scent. The Turkish mocha is something that's completely different. So if you haven't tried it and you are interested in looking, maybe you haven't tried Hairy Beards either, give this one a try. Really liked it.
Mm-hmm. Right. All right. And then the next one is Hierarchy. And that is a pomegranate, citrus, and vanilla scent. Now, Kyle, I know you were really excited about this one.
Yeah.
Overall, so with this one, the only reason why I can only wear this one once is because my wife, she's actually allergic to pomegranate. So I was able to get it in beard once. And overall, it was a fine scent. I'm not a huge pomegranate fan. So really my dislike for it is really just a preference based scent. I think it was really well executed for somebody who is going to like that kind of profile. So by no means is it a bad scent, just not something that's really right up my alley.
Yeah. So this one was hands down my favorite scent by Hairy Beards. Citrus and vanilla are two of my all-time favorite scents. Love pomegranate too. The combination is killer. This was a walk-off home run scent for me. It's everything you want. It's citrusy. You can get that fruitiness, but that vanilla calms everything down and adds a touch of sweetness, but at the same time calms down the fruity scent of the pomegranate, which is really cool. I absolutely loved it. I think they killed it with the scent.
Okay. That's okay. So your favorite scent, and we got two more to go. So that's impressive. All right. So we got our next scent, and these two scents are going to be on their limited edition line. Now, I don't know exactly what limited edition means. I don't know if this is something that means that it's not going to be around for a long period of time. So I guess if you're seeing this, just in case, pick up on it soon if it's something that you think that you would like, but again, we don't know for sure. It could be something that they just created and wanted to be more on a higher end line. So the first one we have is Candied Cavendish, and that is a candied praline and pipe tobacco scent. Now this scent was for a tobacco scent pretty awesome. I really like it. I really like it a lot. I think it's a very fresh scent, and then you do get a little bit of spice from the pipe tobacco. It's not one of those scents that to me it didn't blow me out of the water, but it's just overall solid. So if I am in the mood to wear a tobacco scent, this would be something that I would enjoy wearing because of that kind of like that candied aspect of it. So it's going to be very sweet. And I really enjoyed that. So I like that balance of the sweet and the tobacco.
Yeah. Yeah, well said. It is definitely a sweeter tobacco scent. I am not a big tobacco fan. I like it, but it's not my first pick by any means. I enjoyed this though. This one I wore, I think 2 or 3 times, but I really did enjoy it. This is one that, to me, for a tobacco scent, it lasted a good amount in my beard throughout the day. I said I got about 6 to 8 hours, which is a lot for a cigar tobacco type of scent. But again, I'm not a big tobacco fan, and I really did enjoy this. I think it was the sweet aspect of the tobacco that I was really enjoying.
Okay, so you're right there with me on that one.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, and then the last one, which probably, oh man, it's probably a tie. I would say that I really like the apple sage in this scent pretty evenly, even though they're two totally different. But this is a scent that is called Karma, and that is what the bottle looks like there. Again, very cool. I like how that skull looks on there, and then just everything just really pops on that. Now, this one is an oud and blackberry sage. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about the blackberry. I was afraid that it was going to kind of be a little bit too of like a sour or tart type smell. However, though, with the oud and the sage, it was just a great balance out of all these profiles. And I really pick up on the sage quite a bit on this one compared to some of the other ones that have sage. And I actually really like how it was used. It just made it very, very outdoorsy, woodsy like scent. So if you're into something like that, I think you would enjoy it. You do end up getting a little bit of the sourness and the tartness from the blackberry that kind of just gives it, I guess, that type of punch to it. And then the oud is a lot more subtle than I thought it would be, but it kind of, adds that muskiness to kind of just give it a unique blend altogether.
Yeah. So it's funny, Joe, me and you are on different ends of the spectrum when it comes to hairy beards, which I love. So this one I did not like at all. This one just wasn't really my type of scent profile. I was looking for the blackberry sage to be a little more sweet and fruity. It was really, really tart to me. So again, I don't hate it by any means. This one isn't just not going to be my first choice. This was my least favorite out of all of them. How you were saying you didn't think it was as tart. I don't know. For me, I was just getting a lot of tart that came through. Now, one thing I really like about it is this is your type of scent profile, you'll love it. For a profile like this, I was only expecting to get like 3 to 4 hours, but I pretty much got scent all day, which is pretty impressive for a scent like this. But I could definitely see a lot of people liking it. Just as wasn't my speed.
Okay. All right. So that is the scents. Let's go ahead and talk about how these products felt. All right, so let's dive right into these scents. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the oils. So I'm going to go ahead and read right off the bottle, so pardon my lack of eye contact. But we are looking at apricot oil, rice bran oil, jojoba oil, argan oil, sweet almond oil, squalene oil, avocado oil, black castor oil, coconut oil, and the fragrance oil. Now, this is the same profile as you get with the limited edition as well as the regular edition as well. So even though that this is a limited edition, you're still getting the same profile. So my assumption is just that the limited edition is just like more towards like the scent aspect of it, not necessarily the products like you kind of, or the ingredients like you see some other companies do with their limited editions. Now, overall, the beard oil felt absolutely outstanding. I was a big fan of how this oil felt. And let me go ahead and show that off to you right there. And as you can see, you got that typical gold, that lighter gold color on there. Just a very nice color. And it comes out quite easy. And let me put some in my hand here and show you kind of like the viscosity of it. And as you can see, it's running down pretty quick. So yeah, I definitely found this to be on the lighter to medium type of oil. And yeah, and I'll just go ahead and put some in my beard right now. It's not letting any of it go to waste. And man, it felt great. I really enjoy those lighter to medium oils, and I really felt like my beard welcomed it quite well. It felt like it needed to do everything for my skin throughout the day. And at no point did I ever feel like I needed to add any, which is something that I always appreciate. Yeah, so I would say just like Kyle got a good 6 hours out of those scents, I got a good 6 to 8 hours out of that beard oil that would last me pretty much a whole workday. So very good oil for me.
Yeah, I don't want to repeat everything you said again. I agree. I thought the beard oil felt phenomenal. The only thing I'm not quite with you on is I would not describe it as light to medium. This was a true medium for me. Having that little bit of castor oil in there, I think thickened it up a little bit, but I definitely don't consider this a thick oil. I would say it was right on the medium side, but what's important, soaked right into my skin, soaked right into my beard, and had my beard feeling really good. Like you said, I was really impressed with the beard oil for sure.
Okay. All right, so then the next product is the balm. And I'm going to go ahead and read off this. As I showed you before, the font is very small, but let me see what I can do here. We're looking at cocoa butter, shea butter, beeswax, coconut oil, sweet almond oil, olive oil, fragrance oil, and then that's it. That the next part is the caution aspect of it. So the balm itself, for me, was it was an okay balm. Nothing that really stood out to me. I thought that it did a pretty decent job. It took care of some of the flyaways that that I needed it to do. Um, yeah, I mean, it was just, I don't know. It was just something about it that I just kind of felt like it was just okay. I kind of felt like it was missing a little bit of something. Like I kind of felt like it was a little bit more of a holding bomb for me. Like I felt like it was kind of more towards like the butter aspect, honestly. Um, yeah, I would say that, and because it kind of just gave me a little bit more of the nourishing than the actual hold itself. But yeah, it was just okay to me. Nothing
Gotcha.
blew me out of the water.
Yeah, again, I'm on the other spectrum. For me, this was the perfect amount of hold to nourishment.
Okay.
I'm definitely surprised to hear that, but guys, don't be surprised. All beards are different. So for me, this one gave me great hold. It held my flyaways down, held my flyaways at bay, and held my beard down exactly like I want a balm to do so. Now, this isn't the firmest hold balm I've ever used by any means. As far as a balm goes, I would say it's medium, maybe a hair over medium, but it still had that nourishment factor for me. I really enjoyed it.
Oh. All right. And last but not least is the beard butter. And we are looking at shea butter, cocoa butter, castor oil, jojoba oil, sweet almond oil, coconut oil, fragrance oil. And we have a very nice, Kyle was showing off there. As you can see here, just look at that very nice whipped butter here. Now, the interesting about this is me and Kyle were talking just a little bit, was what is very impressive was the fact that he was able to make this a obviously a light whipped butter, but there's actually more density, as Kyle will definitely talk about here in a second, than you would think. So when you have like a denser whipped butter, you're gonna get like a butter that I feel like really spreads into your beard really easily. And really, with those more denser whipped butters, I feel like you don't need as much either, which is always nice. So when you have a 4 ounce monster of a butter tin like this, you're looking at something that's going to last you a good while, because I found myself not needing a lot at all.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This 4 ouncer would last a long time. I absolutely love the butter. I'm a whip butter freak. They absolutely nailed it with this whip butter. So Joe's right. This whip butter is more dense for a whip butter. But again, for a whip butter, this melts down in your hands exactly like you'd think so. This is definitely not, minimum hold, but makes your beard very soft. For me, that actually gives me hold because I fight the curls and the waves all day. So I absolutely love this whip butter. It's nice and light, especially once you get it melted down in your hands. Highly recommend it, especially for the price. We even have a discount code for you, but for the price, you cannot beat it whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So yeah, that we cruised right through it. So yeah, that is Hairy Beards for you. Overall, I think they're a newer company, and I think
Mhm.
they're doing some pretty good things. As I mentioned earlier, there's just a couple maybe little subtle things that maybe if they would consider, looking into, like maybe just a little bit, maybe just adding a little bit more to the label by adding an extra label to the back and using a little bit more space, so you don't have to struggle to read that. And then for me, I know Kyle was different. I don't know if maybe it's just the specific balm that I received. If maybe they can kind of work on that balance between the natural sense and then the sense that they actually are going for. I'd be very curious to have Kyle bring over his to kind of do a compare and contrast, just to make sure that it isn't just me, or just the butter or the balm that I received, because those kind of things do happen. But overall, a very impressive company. I'm curious to see what their future brings. And yeah, I would say overall, I would give them a 2 thumbs up for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I really enjoyed it. These are ones I always try to pay my beard products forward and let other people try them. I'm definitely going to be hanging on a few of these products because I really enjoyed them. Prices are good, top notch ingredients as far as we can see. Beard Talk 10 is going to save you 10%. site-wide, just the discount code, no affiliate, no kickback, nothing like that. We'll throw it in the description below. So guys, that's all the time that we have for you today. But as always, keep it growing.
And we'll talk to you at the next one. Cousins out.